Alright, so it's just these two timelines. Alright, so let's try this one first.
So, why exactly do we need to save the forest to turn you back into...
You know how your power's always got a luck cost. A karma... Now, one way to balance that out was to do something good and selfless right beforehand, like saving the forest. That way...
That doesn't make sense. I've tried to do selfless things before, and things still got all fucked up.
What are you saying?
Well, you just said Tanya's not to be trusted. I mean, she already tricked me just to teach me a lesson, right? Maybe she just said that to give you false hope. Maybe there's a risk of fucking this up no matter what we do.
And on the other hand, if we do nothing, I'm a cat forever. I am willing to take a risk, Willow.
Well, I mean, I still maintain that you being a cat forever isn't terrible.
And hey, you're a hippie, right? Can you really resist saving the trees?
Well, you got me there, but... We gotta have a plan. I can't just go running in there and launch a fireball at them, right?
Only you can cause forest fires, right?
Right. If only the trees could fight back. Wait, that's it!
I don't think that's a good idea.
For a bit. Defend themselves.
I don't know if that's a great idea, but okay.
Maybe you could turn them into monsters, gobble up them loggers. That would be very Wicked Witch. I love it. Glad you're here instead of Avery. I'm sure he'd want you to chain yourself to a tree like some hippie.
That's actually not a bad idea either. That would get them to stop without hurting them. And you're right, Avery would certainly like that.
You think the safe bet is
branch
chaining
off.
yourself to a tree and standing in front of a chainsaw? Oh, come on, Willow. You just want to do the theatrics of tying yourself up, eh? Let's just do the
Sometimes
spell.
you gotta be reckless in the name of activism.
The spell would be safer for me. And probably for the forest too. But more dangerous to the loggers.
I mean, in theory, they probably don't deserve to, die. They're just trying to do their jobs.
Shadow's saying do the spell. Avery would tell me to do the protest. And of course, Tanya told me this might not go well.
Okay, so this is gonna be
Fuck.
another decision.
This is a tough one.
Alright, so we gotta save again. Alright. Let's, use magic to scare away the loggers first, because
Tanya said rushing in wouldn't go well.
chaotic.
So let's try to engage at a distance.
Sounds good to me. That sent him running.
All right. Looks like we saved the forest.
It cannot be that easy.
But, I mean, there's always risks with my powers.
You just used them without a hitch.
Still, Shadow, are you sure you want to do this?
I'm as sure as I've ever been about anything, Willow.
Okay. Here goes nothing.
Holy shit.
Willow, you did it! Hey, what's the matter? I was a black cat, wasn't I? What did you expect? Why are you staring at me like that?
You're very cute. That's all.
Lesbian disgust. You were cuter as a cat.
I was cute when I was a cat. Can't I be,
Handsome?
You know what? Call me whatever you want. Call me a bloody pretty princess, I don't care. I'm me again. Willow, I'm me. Thank you.
What should we do now?
Are you kidding? We've got to celebrate. Yeah, when I said celebrate, I meant something a little more edible.
You're
Shade.
never going to let up on this fine establishment, are you?
Fine establishment. Willow, I'll have you know this place is run by a bunch of hypocrites.
What? Are you going to tell me this place has a secret cache of milk or something?
I wish. No, these bleeding heart liberals keep true to that one. But even though the owner's got a ban guns bumper sticker, they've got a little piece behind the counter in case of robberies.
Well, that's not that hypocritical, I guess.
Ugh, for real? That's unbelievable.
At least it's just, a tiny gun, not a fucking, machine gun, or even a shotgun.
Says the atheist who wears a cross.
Yeah, for real.
Hey, that doesn't make me a hypocrite.
A little bit.
I know, Willow, I remember that cross. It was your mother's, wasn't it?
Yeah. The car was wrecked. I sold the house. My grandmother died years ago.
Oh, she's not just, like, wearing it ironically. It was her mother's.
It's hard to think that this little thing is all I have left now.
You think she could just mention that, but I guess, yeah.
You honour her well to wear it, Willow. Hey, want to get out of here? No offence to the soy lattes, but I want to pick up some real drinks before we head back. Ever tried port?
That's a wine, right? I'm still a few months away from 21.
A few months? She's 20? She's 20. That makes no sense to me. She acts like she's like 16. God, I guess she's just like really immature.
Well, I'm not.
Oh yeah, I keep forgetting.
Damn, I cannot believe she's 20.
You being a human is getting better and better, isn't it?
She acts like such a teenager. I'm just completely thrown by that. I guess it's one of those situations where, like, sometimes trauma can make you very immature, as opposed to making you seem more mature. The music just stopped. That was awkward. Okay.
I still can't believe it. A bottle of port for me and for you.
I liked it when I was a human too. Got a problem with that?
I do, actually. I happen to be a vegan, in case you forgot.
Wine's vegan, isn't it? It's just like grapes.
No, Willow, I'll never forget that.
Yeah, because you mention it every 5 seconds.
You could have been a cow instead of a cat. Ever thought about that? Wouldn't like being milked then, would you?
Depends. Are you the one milking me?
Ew, are you flirting with me? Ew.
You dirty little. Hey, I just realized, outside of Avery, you're the first man to ever step foot in here.
Oh, I don't like where this is going.
And Avery hardly counts.
Hey, he's my friend.
Trust me, Avery wouldn't. Oh, never mind. I guess you're right. It is odd to have me as a man here.
Yeah.
Perhaps I can make you more comfortable if I acted like a cat again? Shall I scratch up the furniture? Or curl up on your lap?
Oh, you wish. It feels so good just to stand here and laugh.
Yeah.
I don't want to worry anymore. I just want to relax, live it up, travel.
So is that it? Like, we're just...
You're from England, right?
That's it? The world's fine?
Where'd you get that idea?
Why'd you come to America?
It wasn't my idea.
Whose was it?
My father's.
I don't think I've ever heard you talk about your family.
Ever thought there might be a reason for that?
I just thought...
You just thought that since you felt better talking about your past, I might want to talk about mine.
Is that such a bad idea?
I suppose I've heard worse.
I mean, if he doesn't want to, he doesn't have to. I feel like I'm about to sneeze. Nope. It's like on the edge, you know, when you were like on the edge of sneezing, but it doesn't like go through. Anyways. I was going to mention this earlier, but I kept forgetting, or I didn't want to say anything because I was worried it seemed premature, but like, I wonder if they're implying that Avery's trans. Like, because of that comment and like the fact that you know, they all of their OCs in D&D are women. Like, that doesn't necessarily mean that you're trans, but if like all of the characters you're making that are supposed to be like another version of you are female and you're supposedly a man, like, I think that's a bit of an egg thing. It's a bit of a sign. There was also something else that made me go, but I can't remember what it was now. Yeah, anyways.
Well, spill. I'm waiting.
My father was a great man. At least that's what everyone said about him. An MP who cared about the common people, stood up for traditional values, all the usual stuff that's said about those kinds of men.
Traditional values.
And your mother?
A maid, most days.
What about the other days?
What do you think, Willow? She never told my father. Never gave him a chance to do the decent thing. At least that's what I thought growing up. I only knew who he was from a collection of newspaper clippings. I guess it's something else me and Tanya got in common, eh? A collection of newspapers. Why do they use the paper as liner for kitty litter anyway? Do they think we need something to read while we're doing our business?
Is that a thing that people do? There aren't any newspapers in the litter box at my dad's house where we have our cats. Is that like a thing that people do? Put newspapers in the cat boxes in the kitty litter?
As far as I know, you were the only cat that could read, so no. But you're straying off topic.
Do I really need to finish this story? We're having such a nice time.
Well, I suppose you don't have to, but...
Great. How about I play us a little guitar? Unless you'd like for it to remain purely decorative.
Okay, finish the story, or I'll turn you back into a kitty.
Meow meow. Fine, fine. After my mother died, I finally went to meet my father. But he was embarrassed by my existence. I was proof he had committed a moral failing. Side a mongrel, as he called me.
Yikes.
You see, Willow, I was a beast long before I ever became a cat.
What did he do?
Oof.
Told me he'd give me money to leave the country. I didn't want to take it, but I just wanted to know him. But he clearly didn't want to know me. I figured I could have no real relationship with the man. Or I could have no relationship with him and have some money.
That's...
Yeah.
Not quite as tragic as your story of losing your family, is it?
I mean, it's not a competition, and that's still really shitty.
But you see why I was sympathetic to your situation.
Yeah, I do.
I know that Tanya don't really care about me, she's just using me. But it felt good, you know? To actually be important, wanted for a change, to be useful, you know?
I know exactly what you mean. I mean, that's how I got sucked into this whole thing, too. I wanted to help Tanya, to help Avery, and you.
Yeah, I know, Willow. At first, I thought I might not have a chance with you. I thought Tanya or even Lydia would catch your eye.
Lydia? Ew.
You don't have to hide it, Willow. I know who you are.
Yeah, okay. I did not see this coming. Maybe that's because lesbian bias and all. But, okay. Fine. I guess I don't have a way out of this now, but whatever. At least my original, in my opinion, canon timeline is the one where I romance Lydia and then we run off to Hawaii together and get married after we save the world. But it is interesting how if you don't make her have that conversation with Lydia, depending on the options you choose, she never really stops hating her, at least convincing herself that she hates her.
Then I sometimes like guys too.
I know, it's just... How does that work exactly? Does it depend on your mood or what? Sometimes I feel like oysters, sometimes I like snails?
No, are you out of your mind? No, it's just based on the person. Just like you. I mean, you're not attracted to every woman you see, right?
Hey, nice weather we're having today, right?
Oh, you don't fool me. Actually, I know you've got it bad for me.
What makes you say that? You borrowed Tanya's crystal ball?
I know I annoyed the shit out of you, Shadow. So you must have some reason to stick around. Even after you don't need me anymore. Right?
You think that's why I'm here?
Right, because
To
the only
scratch an
reason he
itch.
could possibly be here is because he's into you. Ugh.
Isn't it?
You stuck your neck out for me. You went against Tanya's orders. You risked using your powers twice. All just to help me. Never in my life has anyone treated me half as good as... Well, you get it.
Well, I mean, the bar was already pretty low.
I care about you. Whether you're useful or not. Human or not. I want you in my life. I want you beside me.
I'll drink to that, Willow.
Isn't he like hundreds of years older than her?
If somebody could have told me I'd be waking up like this the day we met.
I don't actually remember like when he was born and when he was turned into a cat, but I got the vibe it was like a long time ago. Whatever, and we're not going to dwell on it.
I'm sorry, I was a bit annoying at first, Willow. I just wasn't sure if we'd, get it right this time.
What are you talking about? Get it right this time?
Nothing. Nothing. Just forget I said anything.
That's kind of a tall order there, mister.
I went back in time to help you, right? How'd Tanya know to do that? Because this isn't your first time. Tanya told me you keep repeating the same few days over and over.
Yeah. Meta.
What? So you're saying I'm stuck in some kind of infinite loop?
Yeah, I suppose so. You just keep resetting time.
Why? What happens at the end of the loop?
Tanya didn't tell you, eh? Figures. Nothing big, just,
Potential end of the world.
the end of the world.
The end of the world? Fucking A, Shadow, why didn't you tell me?
I didn't want to ruin our perfect day. Is that a crime?
Well, it ought to be. Okay, how much time do we have left to prepare?
Let me see. Today's about 5 hours?
5 hours? The world is ending in hours, and you just didn't want to tell me?
Well, I knew if you had one day left on Earth, would you want to spoil it worrying or make the most of it?
Jesus.
Ugh. Fuck.
Hey, Willow, if you're mad at me...
No, you know what? I'm not mad at you. I'm mad at myself. I've known. You were nothing but a selfish bastard since the day I met you. I can't believe I let myself think otherwise.
Willow,
Oof.
there's still...
Time? Of course there's time. 5 hours? After all, I am a witch, right? Else so far.
But now we don't have Lydia and her anti-magic powers, so I wonder how this is gonna go.
Saving the world. I got this. Where do I go? To Tanya's?
She's not going to help us.
Then where?
I don't know.
You don't know? So what are we supposed to do? Just show up to class like today's a normal day?
I don't see why not.
The thought of just sitting in that classroom, waiting to die. That's what you've been doing every day, haven't you? Just counting down the minutes. Well, I can't do it. I won't. If the world does end, I'll be damned if one of Lydia's self-righteous lectures is the last thing I hear.
It's giving obsessed, girl. It's giving obsessive behavior.
I'm going to see Tanya. I don't care if she doesn't want to help. I'll make her listen.
All right. If you say so, we'll give it a shot.
We? We? Oh, I don't think so. You've done enough fucking this up, Shadow. I'm going alone. Lydia, aren't you supposed to be in class?
I could say the same thing about you.
Oh, Lydia showed up.
Actually, Willow, I came here hoping to find you. We need to talk.
Yeah, can it wait? I actually have to talk to someone else first.
You had someone you needed to see in the supply closet?
Yeah, I guess she's busy.
Good, that means you're not.
You know what, Lydia? I really don't have the time or the energy to do this with you today.
You know, You really ought to reconsider, Willow.
Weren't you listening? I'm not in the mood for your shit. Just because you think you're God's gift doesn't mean the rest of us do.
Oh my god, Willow. Stop being such an asshole.
Fuck off and go play Fire and Brimstone with someone else.
Thank you, Willow.
I tell you to fuck off, and you say thank you.
I came to you for some advice, and I heard what I needed to hear. For the longest time, Willow, I thought you might be the last decent person in this little world of ours. But I was wrong. There's nothing and nobody worth saving. It's time to end things.
What the hell are you talking about?
Yeah, because she's the one who ends the world every single time. It isn't just the situation with the car accident, it's everything. Because she's so depressed and upset and she hates herself and everyone else because internalized lesbophobia and other external lesbophobia and like religious turmoil and shit. Like, oh my god. It's so much. It's like I'm having thoughts and feelings. But it's really sad.
The end of the world, Willow.
You know about that? Is ORW involved or something?
ORW wanting to end the world? Oh, please. They're already in total control. Why would they ever want to upset the status quo?
Total control? Isn't that a stretch? I mean, I know they've got that bank.
Not just that bank. All banks. All churches. All police.
Wait, just how many people are involved?
Everyone, Willow. Everyone.
Everyone?
One Right Way isn't just a company that's just taken things to their most extreme. But it's much more than that. One Right Way is a state of mind.
Okay, yeah, this is the same dialogue as before.
One right way to think, to worship. One right way to love. Willow, when you feel that insufferable smugness,
yeah, this is
you're
the
just
same.
people
Blah, blah,
aren't
blah.
interested in In case you haven't noticed, we're all wicked, Willow.
But if ORW doesn't want the world to end...
They don't. Can you think of anybody else who might?
You?
Bingo! Did you really think you were the only wicked witch at this school, Willow? The bank robbers? The axemen? My doing. But I kept holding out hope, even after what you did in the forest.
What? Did you want me to just let the trees get chopped down to pad corporate profits?
You killed 5 of my men. Men with families.
Yeah, not great.
What? I was just trying to scare them.
Oh well, fuck around and find out.
Scare them by creating those horrors? You killed them in cold blood. Just to protect some trees?
Not just that, I was trying to help Shadow become a human again.
Oh, your miserable little kitty needed help, eh? Do you have any idea how annoying it was to pretend I couldn't hear that foul man day after day?
Oh my god, Lydia is so real for that. Oh my god. She said men aren't shit. God, I love you. Lydia, they can never make me hate you. Cowgirl Barbie lesbian. Cowgirl lesbian Barbie. I love you so much.
Okay, well, I certainly agree about Shadow being a bad man, but...
Like I said, people are wicked. They deserve what's coming to them.
Not if I can help it, Lydia!
Damn, okay. Yeah, because she has, like, anti-magic powers, so you can't do magic to
Anti-magic
her.
is my magic. Nothing you can do to harm me.
It's so interesting how this turns out so differently. Like, literally, like... But the way this is framed is so different, too. Like, because, like, she's framed as this villain if you don't actually go and talk to her, and, like, if you don't end up romancing her. That's so interesting.
You're just going to have to watch everyone die.
Willow, are you all right?
Oh, Shadow? We were just talking about you.
The door to Tanya's is locked.
I know. She told me we should accept our deaths with quiet dignity and grace.
Fuck that.
Seems like sound advice to me.
I'm not gonna let you do this. Not this time.
You're still acting like you've got to stop me. Just think of it. No more pain, no more suffering, no more prejudice. One quick flash and then peace. Forever. Like ripping off a bandage. I know just how to do it too. There have been dozens of witches throughout the years, stopping World War III, stopping nuclear missiles from flying. Their enchantments encircle the globe, threads hanging in the air, like a spider's web. All I have to do is tug on one of those strings, and it all ends. Thanks to my anti-magic, it should be easy.
There's no way to talk you out of this, is there? No matter what we say, you're just gonna kill everyone.
That's right. The world has left me no choice.
No, Lydia. It's you who's left me no choice.
Oh boy.
So, stopping magic is your power, eh? But can you stop regular bullets?
You think you can threaten me like that? You're just going to shoot a beautiful young woman, the pride of ORW, in broad daylight? Witnesses
Yeah, it's not the
everywhere.
smartest decision.
How do you plan to get out of that?
I don't.
Shadow!
Any news?
The governor denied the clemency petition.
That bloody bastard.
I don't know if he's on ORW's payroll or not, but it doesn't matter. Nobody would ever believe us about Lydia.
Yeah, no shit.
I wouldn't have believed it myself if I wasn't there when it happened.
Any luck with Tanya?
Still nothing. Door's been locked since Lydia died.
Tanya always thought one way or another she'd never see you again once the date passed. Guess she was right.
It's just not fair, Shadow. This is all my fault. I never should have dragged you into this.
Willow, it's fine. You didn't force me to pull that trigger. And if I didn't, I would have died in a nuclear blast, right? I mean, if I have to die so everyone else can live.
Sounds like Jesus. What a sick irony that you have to be Christ-like just to stop Bible-thumping Lydia.
So, when's the execution date?
Oh shit.
A month from now.
Well, at least there's still time.
Time for what?
I talked to the deacon. He says he'll be able to...
To what?
I like Shadow better as a cat. Yep, me too. Most definitely.
I know the circumstances ain't exactly ideal for this, and I sure as hell wish I had a ring to offer you, but...
Yes! Shadow, yes! I'll marry you!
Seriously? They're getting married and they've known each other for what, like a couple days?
If only they allowed conjugal visits in here, eh?
It seems so cruel we only had that one night.
I really did create the darkest timeline. No shade to bisexuals, bi pride and all that, but like, God, I really did create the darkest timeline. Lydia's dead. We're marrying a man. It's so sad. It's so depressing.
Shadow, I stand by my offer. I could try to start a riot, or an earthquake.
Let's not do that. Maybe, or I
could
don't
blow
know.
a hole in the
Maybe.
side of the building.
I told you, I don't want you to risk killing the other prisoners, plus I'd still be a fugitive, right?
Yeah.
All this power, and there's nothing I can do?
First time I tried to save a life, I killed your father, Willow. The last time I tried to save a life, I ended up here. I'm done with tempting fate. I'm ready to go. It's just a little... What's that word you love so much?
Irony?
It's just a little irony that
Ironic, if you're using it as an adjective.
I'm gonna die and you're nitpicking my grammar. I mean, seriously, what's that gonna do? Let me speak more proper in my last 30 days of being alive?
Fine, what's so irony?
I spent so long trying to become a human again. What I wouldn't give to be able to slink out of these bars.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, Shadow, that's it! That's how I can get you out of here without risking anyone else's life and without you being a fugitive.
Turn you back into
I'll
a
just
cat.
turn you back into a kitty. Why didn't we think of this earlier?
Because it was literally the last resort?
Yeah, well, it's either this or you die, so...
Still better than being executed, right?
So you should turn them both into cats and they hope just walk out of prison, yeah.
Let me see. Scratching post or electric chair? Tough decision.
Not necessarily, or at all.
Forrest, here we come. let's go back to the forest. Turn you back into a... Oh, wait a minute. I just realized something. We have to save the forest a second time, don't we?
You just realised that. Don't you walk by this forest every day?
I haven't been to school since the day Lydia died.
Why the hell not?
I've been spending all my time trying to work on your case. How was I supposed to pay attention to class when your life was on the line?
You should go back to school, Willow.
I will. After we find another forest to save, of course. I don't care if we have to go to the ends of the earth.
Tanya never said it was safe to do twice. But even if it were, Willow, if I was a human, I'd still be a fugitive. From the government and ORW. If anyone ever found me, both our lives would be in danger.
Yep, that's true.
But...
Guess you just gotta stay a cat.
What are you saying?
I knew, from the moment I slunk out of those bars, I was probably a cat again for good.
Well, we'll figure something out. Let's just go home and...
Go home? You want me to go home and be your pet again, is that it?
I never said that. I just want to be with you. Isn't that what you wanted? For us to live together?
What about when you bring home your next lover, Willow? Will I be your pet? Or your husband?
I don't want another lover, Shadow. I'll live my life just with you. I'll be content just being a crazy cat lady, okay?
Those are some nice words, Willow. Said in the heat of the moment, in a dark forest on a stressful night.
I mean what I say.
You know, I had a lot of time to reflect in that little cell, Willow. About how I got there. And the truth is, I've been selfish and short-sighted my whole life. That's why I didn't think about the consequences when I first went back in time and messed with your family. When I didn't tell you the whole story about the resets. Not anymore. I'm thinking ahead now. First time you used your magic on me, I was trapped as a cat. Then I got trapped in a jail cell. Now I'm trapped in a difficult, right and wrong thing. What's going to happen to me next time?
Even if the worst happens, I still want to stay with you. That's what love is, right?
I mean... Okay.
You've already sacrificed enough because of me, Willow.
Great, so it looks like we're getting out of this. We don't actually have to marry a man. Fantastic.
I love you. I do. And that's why I can't let you be just some lonely woman with only a pet to keep her company.
Relationships in this really do progress quite quickly. Like, the pacing in this game is weird. Like, I said that for both Lydia and also for the situation with Shadow. Like, it progresses so quickly.
You need to move on. Find someone else who can make you happy. And when you do, if I'm around, I'll just be in the way.
But, Shadow, I can't let you go.
Oh,
Let me do the
Catface.
right thing, Willow. For once.
In the meantime, can we go get an actual
Hey there,
cat?
handsome.
Willow, where are you? I thought if I drank this in the corner, you wouldn't see me.
What are you having there?
Soy milk.
I thought you hated that stuff.
Funny thing about that, Willow. I never knew how I liked it, until I thought I might never have some again.
Well, never fear, Shadow. You'll never go without again. Meow, meow.
Willow! You...
Oh my god,
You-
she turned herself into a cat.
Don't look so surprised. I told you I'd never let you go.
I don't want to ruin the romantic moment. But I'm going to be honest here. This soy milk here is really terrible. I mean, I was just forcing myself to drink it because I missed you so much.
She has her little cross necklace around the cat. Yeah, Steve, you fucking predicted this, literally. God, imagine turning yourself... Okay, I don't know if being a cat would be so terrible. Like, I think there are certain things I would miss about being human, but I love cats. I think being a cat would be kind of fun. You get people to pet you all the time, you just get to eat and lie around and nap, and you don't have any responsibilities. I think it would be quite great. But I still can't believe she turned herself into a cat just to be with a man. Like, terrible.
I just had to sit myself, and I gotta say, I agree. These kitty taste buds just aren't having it. Want to order some real milk from a different coffee shop?
Willow, neither of us can talk now.
Oh, yeah. Totally forgot.
Literally, how are you going to do anything? You're going to have to get someone to adopt you. Oh, I got an achievement. We finished another ending. Okay. So now I want to see what happens if you chain yourself to the fucking tree. Yeah. Cats don't live as long, though. Okay.
Wait, is that a piece of paper under the door to Tanya's? It's a letter.
Oh yeah, this is the same letter we got last time.
I do not know under what circumstances you are reading this letter. Perhaps you are crawling through a nuclear wasteland. Perhaps you are on a tropical island, enjoying a happily ever after. Or perhaps something else, beyond the reaches of my imagination.
Okay,
I do know...
Blah, 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 blah. So we can try tying ourselves to the tree now. And we can try going back to the game and seeing, or the inside, the D&D game, and seeing how that works out. Alright, so. Strain yourself to a tree and protest.
I don't want to risk using magic if I don't have to. And we don't. I'm going to do the protest and tie myself to a tree.
Okay, but I can't go to Tanya to bail you out if things go tits up.
You really think, just because we're not following her little plan, she's just going to let us...
I'm trying to remember if this is the one where I stole the money and got arrested. Yeah, I think this is the one where we didn't donate the money because the trees are still in danger.
Yeah, Willow. That's exactly what I'm saying. She wants it the way she wants it. We were on our own the second you decided to help me.
You might have mentioned that at the time.
Better late than never, right?
I can't exactly ask for your help to chain me up. Let's go get Avery.
Oh, Willow, this is so exciting. I mean, when I first mentioned the forest, I never thought that you...
Well, then you thought wrong, didn't you?
This is something I've always dreamed of doing. I just wish I was as brave as you.
That was the strangest ending of any game I've seen for a while. I feel like I've seen Stranger Things. I mean, yeah, that was unintentional. I feel like I've seen stranger endings to video games before. Like, there's got to be something that's even crazier than that, just because I know that I've seen some weird endings of video games, but... Alright.
Just to make sure they don't actually run me over.
They might.
Sure.
Hey, Sarah. What did I miss? Oh, boy. What did you miss? Well, I accidentally created the darkest timeline by romancing a man by mistake. Basically, Willow ends up turning herself into a cat to be with Shadow. I tried... Let me see, let's go back. I tried, Shadow, the cat, because you can turn him back into a guy. And then that storyline basically involves you romancing him. Yeah, and so basically, at the bank, if you don't do anything... It works out. They just try, like, the bank robbery just progresses and they steal the money and go. But the thing is, Shadow switches your backpack out with the other one, so you have the money, and then you have the decision to either donate it to the environmental charity, or you can just keep it. And if you keep it, you get caught with it, the cops will send you to jail, and you still meet the succubus. What's her name? It starts with an X, I can't remember. And then you have the decision to either, like, defend yourself from her by, like, throwing the fireball at her. Or not. And I threw the fireball at her because last time I didn't defend myself and got possessed by her. So if you defend yourself, the fireball kills her. And then you still get out because Tanya drops the charges. But basically, if you don't donate to the environmental fund, like, that results in the trees in the forest behind the school being in danger because they're going to cut them down. So you have the decision to either use magic to try and, like, stop it, or you can, like, do a protest and basically chain yourself to a tree. But if you use magic, then, like, that's the plot line that results in Shadow being turned back into a person. Because you, like, saved the forest or whatever, so it was a good, selfless act, so that results in Shadow being turned back into a man, and then, like, you romance him, blah, blah, blah. But then he shoots Lydia to stop her from ending the world, because Lydia's still going to end the world. And then he gets arrested for murder, and to get him out of jail, Willow has to turn him back into a cat. and then to be with him, she turns herself into a cat. So that's the ending of that plotline. So now we're trying to chain ourselves to the tree and do the protest instead to save the forest. And also, if you end up donating the money to the environmental organization, basically, it results in, I'm not entirely sure, but it results in basically, like, something going wrong with the stock market and a bunch of people going homeless. I don't remember how that is a cause and effect situation. But yeah, so Avery ends up losing his apartment and getting evicted. So Avery moves in with Willow. And then they still end up playing that game of D&D. But she ends up accidentally manifesting herself inside the game. And so that's a different timeline that I still have on the go that I haven't finished yet. So I'm going to finish that timeline after I finish this one. Oh, and I just realized I also didn't try having the succubus possess me and then, like, not expelling her out of me into the game by, like, basically defying her. I could just try, like, keeping her in my body and staying possessed and seeing what happens, but I don't know if we have time for that. But yeah. Hopefully that made sense. I did not know that. Oh my god. Yeah, it was truly a trip, basically.
Willow, they're not stopping.
Yeah, they might straight up just murder you, but we'll see how this goes.
Good time for a fireball, Willow.
That's a last resort, Shadow. Besides, won't the gas in the machines make them explode?
Wait, that's it. Just get rid of the gas.
The gas?
Just empty the tanks of their equipment.
Willow, they're not listening to me.
Okay.
They're getting up and leaving. Willow, wouldn't you know it? We ran out of gas just in the nick of time. Pretty lucky, hey?
Fireball and forest, yeah, that probably wouldn't be smart. It'd be very easy to start a forest fire.
Oh, I agree, Willow. Seems like your bad luck streak is broken. No curse, no side effects.
Hey, don't jinx it. We're not out of the woods. So to speak.
That's a good one. So, now that this is out of the way, and your powers are all warmed up, time for me to get what I want, eh? Should be easy.
Oh, come on, Shadow. Just because I shut down those bulldozers doesn't mean I can just snap my fingers and turn you back into a person.
God, not to be mean, but I forgot that was his voice. Romancing him. You know, if I wasn't a lesbian and put off anyway. Yeah, truly do not love them, and they're British. I love men in general, but, like, it's just, it makes it worse. Straight girls, particularly, like, American and Canadian straight girls, go nuts. Guys who have breasts, like, it's always been such a thing, and I've always been like, you know, like, I just don't get it. For me personally. Blah, blah, blah. Okay.
Sure you can.
There might be risk.
The last time, I'm okay with risk. I'm already a cat. How much further could I go?
I mean, it could get worse.
Just get on with it, Willow.
All right, here it goes. Let's turn you into... Avery!
Oh my god. Oh my god. So what now? Oh god, that's the best. Oh, I know, it's so weird. Yeah, for real. I can't shake that to me. He sounds like Butcher in The Boys, who is a total creep. Yeah, I've only seen the first 2 seasons, and that was like a million years ago.
Oh, this is great.
Willow, what's going on? Why are you so big?
Wait. Holy shit, you guys!
Great, now Avery's a cat.
Oh, this is great. I'd have preferred my real human body, but I'm not complaining, Willow.
Willow, you did this? How?
Yeah, I've been meaning to tell you. I'm a witch, Avery. I used magic.
Magic is real? That's your explanation? Has to be a dream or something.
Yeah, I wish.
If it's a dream, I never want to wake up.
You absolute fucking asshole. You can't just steal someone's body.
Oh, this must have been what Tanya was warning us about.
Yeah, no shit.
Who?
My mentor. She said if we went to the it wouldn't go well.
Well, don't go running to her. I so lecture.
I'm really not in the mood for that.
She'll say you're a total screw-up.
Go up. You know what? I can fix this on my own. Stand still, both of you.
What? No way! You don't know how long it's been for me, Willow.
But you can't expect Avery to...
Give me one day to be human again.
What? That's it? Just okay? You going to mount some kind of defense of your humanity?
I didn't know your cat was once human, but does his humanity count for less than...
Your life, your body.
You're always such a pushover.
Yeah,
Once.
not to be rude, but yeah, it is kind of true.
I... Fine, Willow. I'll stand up to you.
What?
I wouldn't want to be trapped in some body that wasn't mine. If this is the only way Shadow can feel like himself again, then I can give him a day. It's the least I can do.
Oh, I think I get what's going on. Yeah. Okay, you missed it. I was talking about this earlier, Sarah, but there's this line when Shadow gets turned back into a person, and he and Willow are back like at her place, and they're talking, and she says like, "You're the only guy that's ever been in my room besides Avery," and Shadow says recounts, and she's like, "What? Why?" And then he sort of just like shakes it off and says, "Oh, never mind." Oh, the stream's stuttering? Why is the stream stuttering? Okay. Changed faces again. Who? The cat? Actually, I think I did know about the body switch. Yeah, I was gonna say, hang on, let me just reset my overlay. So I don't know how much you heard of what I just said, because I don't know if you're an asshole, but basically, look at those sad shadow eyes. They aren't sad shadow eyes, they're Avery's sad eyes, because Avery's a cat now, but yeah. What was I saying? Basically, yeah, so, Shadow says, like, I don't think Avery counts. And Willow's basically like, what? And he kind of, like, shakes it off and is like, oh, never mind it with the fact that Avery, like, seems to always create female characters for, like, their OCs. For, like, basically the D&D game, it's basically D&D. They're always writing female characters to, like, be, like, representations of yourself. Like, they're always female characters, and they're supposed to be kind of, like, similar to you, like, reflections of you in some way. And you're supposed to be a man, in theory. It's just a little bit sus sometimes. Like, I'm not saying that necessarily means that you're trans, but I think it is definitely a sign. You're cutting it out a little bit here and there. Shit. Yeah, sorry, I don't know what to do. Hopefully it'll just stay stable. I don't know how much you heard of what I just said, but I don't want to keep repeating myself. It's basically a summary of what I was trying to say while my stream was being an absolute asshole.
I don't care what he says, Willow. Finders keepers.
Oh, Avery's less of a selfish prick than you are.
So, yeah, basically, I think that's why Avery feels less, like, about, like, keeping his body, because it's not actually, like, a body Avery wants to be in. And also, like, sympathizing with Shadow, stuck in, like, a body or, like, a form that Shadow doesn't want to be in, that isn't actually who he is.
You've got your day.
I heard what you said about Avery giving egg. Okay, good.
Oh, hey, thanks, buddy.
Also, I'm not positive. It's probably not the best idea to make assumptions about people based on how their voice sounds, because that can get problematic, and I've been wrong about that before. But Avery might be voiced by a trans woman. I'm not positive. But I also feel like I recognize that voice. I'm not, like I said, I'm not sure, but I feel like I recognize that voice. But I might be wrong.
We agreed you were just going to hand in Avery's paper and stay quiet, okay?
I could probably look it up, but I'll wait.
What if they call on me? Might be better just to take off and have you hand in the paper.
You should stay. You'll make Avery look bad if you're absent.
I'd be more up for book learning if some erotic literature was on the menu. It's not, right?
Shh.
Greetings, everyone. George Orwell once wrote, "Mankind is not likely to salvage civilization unless he can evolve a system of good and evil which is independent of heaven and hell." What do you think he meant?
Excuse me, but George Orwell was a socialist, wasn't he?
Oh boy, here we go. Was he? I don't know much about anything, to be honest with you. Like, okay, that's not true. I don't know much about history.
That's right.
So, he was predisposed to be against religion. Now, isn't that right?
That's not necessarily true. But I do think that, like, a separation of what they call church and state is probably a good idea. Like, you probably shouldn't be making laws based on religion. But that doesn't necessarily mean that the laws that we do make are good and working right now, because they aren't.
Opiate of the masses and all that?
About that, but I didn't do the reading.
Willow.
Literally,
I know what you should
me,
say here.
all the time, constantly.
First, there's a difference between a Marxist and a socialist.
True.
Second of all, Marx didn't use opiate to mean drug. He thought religion was more of a painkiller. It was going to be obsolete once the pain of capitalism was done with.
Okay, that's problematic. Yeah, I don't agree with that.
It seems this week you actually did your reading.
Like, I think religion does work in a way to, like, help your emotional state and your happiness and make you feel better. Like, obviously I don't have personal experience with this because I'm an atheist, but I think there have been studies done that, like, people who are religious tend to be overall happier or report, like, a better quality of life than atheists. Which certain people love to really throw that in your face. That's like, listen, I'm not saying that, like, I'm doing great over here. I never claimed that. But it's deeper than just, like, anyways, yeah, I'm not going to get into it. But, yeah, but, so, like, that's not necessarily wrong, like, isolated on its own, but, like, using it to be like, oh, it's, like, plaguing you to, like, not, like, be aware of the state of the world, or not be aware of, like, how capitalism is, like, fucking you over, and to say that, like, once capitalism is dead, like, religion is going to be obsolete is very, like, inappropriate and untrue and lacks critical thinking, in my opinion. He was, I don't know, his politics were strange. Yeah, I could imagine that. Marx did say religion was the opiate of the masses. A lot of people interpret this in an anti-theist way and consider Marxism to be antithetical to religion. It's very annoying. Yeah, I don't think that Marxism is antithetical to religion. Yeah, I think, I guess, I don't know if I want to get into this too much, but I think some leftists definitely do have, like, a religion problem, in the sense that, like, they have this stance of, like, oh, religion isn't progressive, it's, like, backwards, or, like, it isn't leftist, it isn't communist or whatever, and it's, like, anti, like, I don't know, but it's like a whole thing. And, like, I think that's, like, pretty problematic, and honestly, it can be kind of racist as well, because, like, if you think about religion as, like, inherently not progressive, that, like, it leans into, I mean, you already know this, obviously, but, like, it leans into those, like, tropes about certain, like, religions that, like, often, like, certain, like, ethnicities and groups of people of color belong to being, like, backwards and, like, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, just, yeah, like, inherently not progressive. Or was, like, a British colonial administrator. Yeah. So, yeah, definitely, there's definitely something to critique there. He was anti-Stalinism, not sure what his position on communism was as a whole. Yeah, annoying. Being part of a church can be a way in the community of like-minded, supported people. Yeah, if your beliefs are in line with them. For sure, religious community can be really positive. If they're, like, open and progressive and inclusive as well. Yeah, absolutely, I agree. Science and religion aren't mutually exclusive, that's a myth. Yeah, I also agree with that.
Well, I had a...
What about you, Avery?
You talking to me?
What do you think about the nature of morality?
Oh boy.
Why even bother with it?
My science teacher in high school was a Christian, and it always stuck with me because she was very talking to people about this. That's really cool, yeah. I don't think I've ever had any teachers, like in high school or elementary school, who were openly religious in any way, which is interesting when you think about it. I don't really think it was until college where I started having professors that were, I mean, obviously some people don't want to be open about that stuff at their place of work, which I guess makes sense, especially when there is like bigotry and discrimination. But sometimes you have like a certain like religious symbol or that you wear, for example, like a hijab, that automatically lets people know that you are of a certain faith. So you can't really hide it. And sometimes like you have conversations in class that tend to bring these things up. Like one of my professors for women's studies, one of my intro courses last semester is Muslim, and she would talk a lot about like experiences of like being like Arab and a woman of color and how it relates to like, you know, like feminism and women's studies, and how like, you know, white feminism has become like kind of a mainstream thing, and why it's bad, and like basically all of that stuff, and like different like anti-colonial like takes on feminism and women's rights and women's studies and stuff like that. And she also like talked a lot about Palestine and constantly brought it up in class, and like wore a keffiyeh to class, even though like our administration at the time, and it's probably still the case, is like very, very like not good on Palestine, and like making all these, I probably mentioned this before, making all these really shitty statements that were trying to both sides everything. Yeah, she was really cool. I think I'm gonna have her again for one of my other classes next semester in September for my Women in Culture class, which I'm really excited about. And she also teaches Women in the Global South course that wasn't available next semester, but when it becomes available, I want to take it. And I think there's also some other ones she teaches too. But yeah, she's also like a really good prof, so I definitely want to get her again.
Try to do something good, it could blow up in your face, right? You do something bad, maybe it makes the world a better place by accident.
So, Avery, you're saying you shouldn't try to be good because you might fail?
Now you're getting it. Why make plans? You have to go with the flow.
Oh boy.
Shadow, is that the best you can do?
That's actually a view known as moral nihilism, and insofar as it is distinctly different than Christian morality, Orwell would have approved.
Yeah, that does sound like nihilism. Nothing matters, so why bother? Why even try?
Hugh,
Nihilism is bullshit.
thanks for your help in class,
Is my
Avery.
take.